Okay, get started here. This thing is put some Windex in the front. Makes this thing slide. It is heavy. And unplug and water off. Now we'll remove the water hoses. My strategy is to take this apart, take the screws and parts together, record everything, and as I take it apart, lay it on this mat, rug, left to right, top to bottom, in order to take it apart. And then I'll remember to do the opposite, putting it back together. That's the plan. Move the top cover. And what I'm going to do, I'm not great at this, I'm going to use some glue tape, put the screws together, and then just tape them to the part that they attach to, kind of help me keep things organized a bit. Well, this is supposed to pull off now. Lift up and pull out. And I will take that to the back. Take this front panel off. I'm really hoping in this repair that this pedestal doesn't become a problem. I certainly don't want to take that all apart, but there are a couple screws underneath here. Okay, panel off. There we go. There's 3 screws on the bottom. Little torque heads I may have to move to a hex head. Keep them all from stripping out. So far I have 3 easy pieces, coverings, put in order with their screws taped. Okay, I'm going to finish taking the screws out of this top panel here, little brace. For this brace actually the water intake. Make sure it slide in. There we go. That's ready to come off. Okay. Make sure I actually have to take it off. Okay, I'm going to take this little vent off, and there's no screws on this one like I saw on mine. These tabs just push up. Push them up, and pull that thing back, and that dislodges this whole vent. Not too dirty actually, considering the age of this part. And then Maybe they're tucked inside. And I'm going to do the same over here. Take this little inlet valve, just push the tabs in, and it dislodges. And bend it down, and it comes off of this bracket too. And not a lot of dirt in there, again, considering the age of this unit. Okay, now we're going to finish taking this little plate off here. Lift a couple screws on the top. And here are the two screws from before. Keep all those together. Okay. And by the way, I took the screw off this water inlet. I taped it here so I remember which one goes where. Okay, this comes up. And there's a set of blue wires, 4 blue wires plugged in here. I'm going to unplug that. That comes out. Okay. And because I'm very much a bit of an amateur, I learned from someone when you take things off, put a little mark. It's got 2 lines, so kind of gives you a guide on where to put things back, especially if there end up being multiple connections or plugs. Like on this one, you have a white and a yellow. Anyway, give some little heads up on remembering. And I've got 2, 3 screws, 6 screws I put in here and taped it, so they go to the top bracket and the highest vertical. And I got the 2 bottom screws are different sizes that go to the bottom of this vertical. I'm going to tape those here. And I guess later we'll clean that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, while I'm back here, I'm just going to take this little belt off. Put a little bend on it. Spin it around, that'll come off. I replaced this recently, by the way. I was having a lot of noise on the rinse cycle. So I replaced the belt and the water pump that takes the water out when it rinses, and that worked. I've also replaced this. I was getting errors on the unit, the water inlet valve. So that's 3 replacements. Now these pulleys are going to be the 4th replacement to stop the noise on the spin cycle. Remove this little hose from the bottom of the tub. There's a little clamp, seat clamp. Grab both sides of it and pinch it. Get a smaller pliers. And it comes down, and there's water. Make sure I catch most of that and some goop. A little floating ball thing in there, that's kind of cool. And there's still water inside of that. I'm going to try to get as much on this as I can. Okay. Tons of goop up inside there. We'll take a look at that later, but yeah, how old is this thing? Maybe 10, 12 years old. Not sure exactly. Maytag 3000. But not too bad. I'm going to surprise myself if I find something else that's really causing noise, but since it's a high-speed jet sound on the spin cycle, based on what I've read online, it should be these bearings. Okay, I'm going to take the seal off now. Under this lip, it's supposed to be a little spring thing to pull out. Well, there it is. I see something here. It looks like it's metal. I'm not sure. Let me pull it this way. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, came out. Not too bad. Spring's still tight. And then I'm supposed to peel this off. And it's supposed to be attached somewhere. This is an important part. Get the water in the tank. Here's where it's attached. Oh, that just peels out. There we go. Okay. That's part 1. the seal. Okay, water comes down through here in the inlet, pours into the tank there, I suppose. Okay, now I'm going to take the motor out, but I don't have a lot of room to work in here. I didn't lug this thing out to the garage, so I am turning back and forth, swiveling it back, and I noticed that you have to be real careful. You're pushing on here. There's no brace anymore, so you don't want to bend the panel. So I keep that Windex type material handy. I keep spraying every once in a while down here by the legs, front and back, and it makes this thing slide like it's on ice. Just a note. Okay, all clear. Just the top part's moving. Just my style of working. Okay, let's take this out. Okay, that's not the right size. Not sure if it's metric or imperial. Imperial didn't work. This is a blooper. Metric now, socket, it looks like the one that's going to work. There we go. Okay, this is supposed to pull it down and out. Oh, there we go. Still connected in the front, but I say to move it over, I don't want to smash those wires. Okay, let's see. What's next? I'm going to keep that separate. Let me take that. On there. There we go. Still in good condition. Okay, a lot disassembled on the back. I decided to put a towel underneath this panel for now. It keeps slipping and making a loud noise and startling me. So that'll give it a little grip, keep it firm. Okay, I'm going to remove some electrical. I see there's two pink wires, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 dots up here and then mark this wire with 2 lines, so I know that one goes here. I'll put 1 line on this line, pink one. I don't really have to mark the other one. And I'll just put a black line on the top. That way I don't have to think too much when I'm trying to put this back together. Okay, these are supposed to pull down. Wiggle down. Wiggle down. This probably squeezes and pulls out. Okay, and with this one, this is pulls off too. Again, so in case it bends backward, I know where the line is. That's the front facing me or facing up. Okay. Apparently that's where the heater is. And I may have to take these off over here. Get them off the tub. I'm not sure yet. Wire bundles off of here. Couldn't figure out how to do it, so come around the back and I can see that. Get my finger there so it focuses. That they have to be pinched. This one has to be pinched sideways, almost, and the bottom one is almost vertical. So I try to get a needle nose, and then pull them out. That was a little difficult. My wife helped me pull the front of these out while I went in the back and got a needle nose around and squeeze those together. It was couldn't do it myself from the front. Okay, got it done. So those are disconnected. Okay, I have to take this ground wire off. It's on these little hooks. Hold it in place. Wrapped on this one. The little loop comes out. And a little pincher on this one. And this one comes out. Little pinchers. It's supposed to come up through here. But I ran into a bit of a problem because this has to be aligned to open it. And there's not a lot of room. My tool comes in at an angle and looks to be a hex head and or a star. It's kind of stripped and I've never taken that apart. I don't know what the deal is, so I'm going to have to search for a way to get the ground wire off or follow it through there and disconnect it and just leave it on. I don't really want to do that. I'll leave it for now. Maybe when I take this off, it'll give me more room to get to this. Lock off. Supposedly there's a little pin in here you push down, turn. That didn't work. Let me take a better look inside of here. There's something here. Let me get a smaller screwdriver. Give it a try. Push down and turn. Try it again. I have to turn clockwise. Push down on some pin. Turn clockwise. Well, if it's just a head supposed to turn, no, I guess the whole thing has to turn. Try the other side. Let's see what's inside there. I don't know if you can see that. Got it out. Not sure. I'm supposed to use the pliers, but I grabbed it up here and it snapped out. It looks like it's all good. There's a little pin. Just push down on those things. A little locking tab for that hole right there is all it is. Go to the other side. Push that pin. Turn it. Well, that one came right out. Okay. Suppose they're still good. Okay, let me get the front shocks. So far, I only cut myself one time. That's pretty good. I think the tab here is in the front. Is that true? I came back to the back and re-inspect this tab. And it means push in. This little tab here goes up and it holds itself in that little square to keep it from turning. But when you come in from the side, you have to be on top of this and sort of push it down. I don't know if back is the right word, but you have to get on top. Don't push up because that locks it more. But I'm going to get down and push this thing down to unlock it. Okay, now I see how it works. This another try. Get this tab, push down, twist it down, and then turn. I can see the tab right there. Come down. Oh, there it is. I suppose these are counterclockwise in the front. I don't know if it matters. I got this other front one off. It worked perfectly. I pushed the tab down. Got one left here. A little painful. Give it a try again. This tab has to come down. Where is it? It has to be on top of this. Okay. Press down, turn. I'm gonna have to get some kind of big gun out here. When in doubt, use a hammer. But if you're not in doubt too much, maybe just a little help with the little pliers to twist it. There we go, popped out. Okay, that little bugger tab right there has to go down for it to pop out. Okay, got all the shocks off. Okay, it's almost time to take the drum out, and what I'm looking at online to help me is not this exact model. I need to make sure everything is disconnected, and I notice that this one still has a hose here, so I need to disconnect this hose on the drum assembly, because I'm going to lift the drum and take it off its springs and drop it down. So pull that clamp back. And get that hose off. Okay, that's on. Nothing else up front. These two springs, this is disconnected. Not sure if I should take this off or not. I think I better, because this is going to be flopping around. I think I'm going to disconnect it. I don't see anything else attached. Take a check around the front. No, I can't see anything in the front. I'll do a once over. I put lines all through the white, the black, and the spring, so when I put it back on, I like to get everything lined back up correctly. Okay. Now I'm going to try to take off this pulley before I take the tub out, because I need to get that ground wire off. So let's try this. Take this off. Oh. That's not cool. That's a little bit harder than I expected. Oh, got it. Yeah. Dang, Hoss. Everything is on there. I don't have any torque wrenches, by the way, so I've got to kind of remember to really tighten that thing on there. I put it back. Had to go borrow 15/16 socket. I didn't have one in my set. Bought from a neighbor. I'm gonna order a new one. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. This comes off. As this comes out. Alright. Now, that's good. So that should give me more ability to get at that ground wire connection with that hex head. I could not get that nut out, that bolt out, the ground wire, so I cut the wire and I could put a new handle. I'm try to get it out when I get it in the garage. It's stripped out. I don't know how that happened. That's crazy. Now I'm going to take the tank out, the tub rather. I'm going to lift it, some assistance, get it off of this spring, and get it off of this spring, and then the tub will drop down, and then I'll be able to bring it out, start disassembling it. Okay, let's try to take this off. If you want to give me a hand, just hold it down here and lift it up a little bit, and hold it too. It's not working. Hold on. Okay, hold on, let go. Let me get in here and try to do it. I have to keep it straight. Okay, that didn't work. Maybe on this one I have to come off at the top. Let's try that. That's not working either. It's a little heavy. I'm not going to take the weights off because that's too much work right now. So maybe you come on this side and lift on this part. Maybe you want to use that stool a little bit and lift up. We have to keep it sort of parallel. I can't do it that way. I have to keep it parallel. Oh, got it. Okay. That's going down. Let me get this one off. Okay, now what? I'm going to try to lift it, see if you can push that spring down. It has to go down in the hole, they said. I'm going to have to prop it up on something underneath here. I think it's still stretched out. Put a 2x4 underneath there and then press it up to lift up the tub assembly like that so I can get that spring off. Seems to be the best choice from an effort perspective. Okay, let's see if this works. Push this underneath here. I'm going to kneel on this and lift it up.
You know, if you take the weights off, because I don't think in the thing he had weights on his.
Okay, I'm going to lift it real high, see if you can pull that down. Let's see. Okay, plan B. Plan B is to think of something else. Okay, determined that it's just too heavy for us and can't get any help because we're locked down. So I'm going to take this weight off. Hopefully it's not a big precision mounted deal here. It looks like some kind of poured material, so I definitely don't want to drop this. There's no crack. Okay, get that loose. Let's take this out. Oh, that's simple. Oh, it's not that heavy. Okay, let me go put it in the assembly line. Okay, I got the weight off. I did take some weight off of the system, not too much, but I think this might work now. I'm going to stand on this. Get this thing up. I got it. Okay. Got it off. Now, clean up a little mess. Time to carry this outside. Now we're going to lay this tub down on this towel down here. You're going to get the front there and watch your toes, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, ready. Okay, I got it. I got it. All right. Oh yeah. Got it out.
How do you get the door off?
That's the next step. Whew. Okay.
What's this for? It looks like it got cut.
No, it's the other ground wire that I connect to that one.
Why is this like that?
Because I'm going to put a new attachment on because I couldn't get one nut off. But, okay, we'll clean that out and get this tub in the garage now. Okay, I've got the tub in the garage. My parts laid out, top left to right, top to bottom. Not too many things to take off. And went ahead and marked on these clips. I put a little marker on each side of them. So I want to put them back exactly where they're supposed to go. Put a black mark because I don't want to risk there's some balance thing going on because I didn't put them on right. Okay, let's see what the next step is. Okay, now time to take these clips off. This will just pry off. Okay, I got the clips off and it immediately opened, and then I saw this on the ground. I'm hoping it's not a big deal with all those clamps. I think it's just some kind of spacer, but I'm a software guy and I decided at this point I'm really committed. There's no turning back. So it's either repair or buy a new one. But everything seems to be going according to plan, except for that one screw that I keep mentioning. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of rust anywhere or any sort of malfunction, so let's press on. Okay, maybe I should put it upright like that when I took the clips off. Wasn't paying attention, but now this top's supposed to pull off. Okay, top is pulling off. And we'll put it on the side for now. There's the tub. That's connected. Okay. There we go. Alright, this piece in the bottom here still has the weight on it. And seal. There's the tub. I'm going to do a couple other things like check. Make sure there's no high spots on the inside of the tub of these little stainless steel nipples pressing through to catch clothes. We haven't had any rib clothes, but I'll check that. And we'll clean all this stuff up. I certainly expected to find something long lost and missing like my favorite sock or some money, but nothing in here. Okay, the video I'm watching on YouTube says take a snap ring out of here. I bought the snap ring tool, several adapters on it, but there's no snap ring in there. So, next thing I'm supposed to do is turn it over and just sort of pop that head right here to make it go through. Interesting. I turned it over and give it a little pop, and it did pop out. No snap ring on this model, thankfully. Oh, there's a little rust. Okay. Oh, it's always good when you go to the doctor that they find something wrong and you don't leave still sick, not knowing what's happening. It's like repairing something. It's always nice to know you may be close to the actual problem. Okay. Have a little rust and buildup on here. Some degradation in there, looks like. Could cause the noise. A little funk. Okay, let's try to get these bearings out. Oh, it's the whole thing. Okay. That's definitely rusted out. Wherever that is. The spring's messed up. Okay, no progress. Put that down here, just in case. All right, now we're gonna have to pop those bearings out. Okay, my technique is usually to schwack it, but I put some WD-40 on there and I just hit it. Got it to move a little bit. I actually felt it. So let's tap it. Boom. Got it out. That should be the good side, relatively speaking. And then should be able to put this back on. Get another socket. Well, I guess I can use the same one. There's a holes open there. Smack this guy out. There it goes. Got it. Okay. Alright. Oh, that thing is grinding. There's another one. I guess this is the outer one. A little smoother, but still a little grindy. Doja, Slovakia. Made in Slovakia. Okay. Well, they lasted a lot of years, so I'm satisfied with them. I bought this kit from Zykes bearings, and they came with a seal, 2 bearings, and then an extra bearing. I don't know what that's for. I don't know where that fits, but maybe it's somewhere in the motor. I don't know, but these are the 2 I'll be using. And this sealer and this little grease tube. Okay, gave me a little tube of grease. I'm going to put some on the outside. Rub it around. Oh, that bearing feels nice. These have a 5-year warranty, so worst thing is they fail and I take it apart again, but I'm hoping not. This is just enough grease to get it inside here. Now I don't know which way is up. I guess I'll put the writing up. Get that started. And get something to schwack it with. So it's important to get this on smoothly without schwacking the inside of the bearing. So I'm just going to hit it on each corner a little bit at a time. Okay, going in uniformly. Maybe there's a better way to do this, but okay, the 2x4 worked a lot better. It's easier. Yeah. And suppose that's in, it's flush. Maybe a little high on that side. Okay. Bearing still intact. Yay. A couple more taps. Alright. And then we put the seal in. Okay, it didn't go in fully smooth, so I just put it around here and tapped it very gently just to get it down. So it's recessed about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So that looks good. Bearing still smoothly rolling, no grinding, no loosening. Little ground screw out. I put them big old pliers on there sideways and grabbed it and grabbed some of that little metal tab. Now I just got to put a little end on those wires. Oh, the metal's really cheap. I tried a back out tool, just everything just stripped in there. Crazy. I had to put a little clamp that the screw will go to on the end of the wire. Now I'm going to put this other bearing in the other side. Get it greased up. Okay, that's flush. All right, now I think we're officially at the reassemble part. I can remember what to do here. Got the spindle here on the tub lubed up. I'm going to put it back inside. Hopefully it goes in just right. Oh, look at that bad boy. No noise. Oh, nice. Yeah. Everything's smooth on the inside here. No open parts. My wife cleaned everything. So she didn't get this, I'll clean it up for her. Everything's tight. Things are all tight. Things are looking good so far. Okay, let's do a little cleaning here. Top back on, but I see the heating element. I have a feeling it goes down between these clips, but I didn't see anybody talking about that, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it just naturally fits. Okay, let's get the bucket. This is the one with the weights on it. I still have it on the 5-gallon bucket, so I hope it's sturdy enough to go on there. So, red mark to red mark. I got it up there, but I didn't get it correctly exactly. There's some tabs that have to line up, like right here. I gotta move it over this way in these holes. So we'll give it another try. Just took a little moving around to get them to line up, but I got the tabs in, and I noticed in this hole that the heating element did go inside that clip automatically. So now it looks like it's going to be a matter of getting these metal clips on here correctly. Okay, I finished putting these clips back on. I made the marks. Well, I had a bit of a setback when I was sort of getting ready to align this. This little thing fell out. This little tube. Where is it? Right here. And it goes to this big boot. But it has a, I guess like a rubber washer on the inside, but there's no mechanism to hold it on. It just sits there with pressure. So no, there's no back pressure on the water, just drains in here. But I guess that's how it goes. I'm looking online for more info, but I saw the parts list, but no. I put the little shocks back on. They just went in and twisted left. That was easy. I put these wires back on. I had them all marked double, top, and single. They went on quickly. Got the shock back on. All the shocks went on very easily. Also double checked these things because they were popped out. I looked inside the water pump. There's no gunk. I got this clip back on, and I did manage to get this thing in correctly, I think. There's a, when the pipe goes on, there's two notches and it has to kind of go over the other little nipples on the other notch to keep it in place. So hopefully that's correct. Okay, got the, I realize this ground wire needs to go through this hole. I messed up in here, so I have to take this off, which means I have to take this off. Live and learn, baby, live and learn. Okay, now I'm going to put the motor back in. These little things still have these little holes in here. Okay. It wasn't too bad. Okay. Got that set. And look up where this went. It's clipped in somewhere in the motor, I think. Okay. Let's see what will happen next. Okay, this little ground wire goes in this little tab on the motor. Okay. I'm going to wrap that behind this other wire just to take a little more slack out. And that way it won't come loose in front. I had to replace this too. Take that little piece up. Okay, looks like the ground wire is good to go. I'll connect this little hose to here. And then I can put this belt back on. Pulley. There's little grooves go on the inside. I already made that mistake once. So let's spin it. It should self-align. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to put the weight back on here. How does that go? Yes. Okay, rocking along here. Okay, put the boot in. Just has to make sure you go around this little metal rim, and then when I got the little cup put on here from that downspout, I just reached in here, make sure you can feel the end of that little plastic thing surrounded by the rubber, so that looks good. Now, we'll put this spring back on. This holds the seal in place. Everything's lined up. So, let's see what happens here. A little spring action here, and then just sort of force it. Did I say force it? I meant gently guide it. Okay. This should give us some stretch, so we should be able to flip that over. Kind of like putting a bike tire on a tire on a bicycle. So an inner tube, tire. Okay, you gotta keep it from regressing progress on one side. There we go. Come on, spring. Go under. Ooh, here we go. It worked. Everything looks nice and snug. By the way, I did find some rust down on the inside of this. Thought maybe this was I'd have to replace this, but my wife told me is when I decided to put some clothes in here, instead of putting them here, I put them here and it makes the water flow over and it drips down there, so I think she's right on that one. Okay, gotta connect this thing back up with the lines that I had drawn earlier. Let me clamp this open. Let me get that out of the way. Get this on first. Okay, that's lined up with that line. So let's slide this up. There we go. That's about where it was. All right. It's going to go like that. Okay. And this is going to come up here. So that must go in front. It's going to go behind. Inside of that clamp. That little hose will go inside of here. Alrighty. Looks like we're ready now to cover this thing up. That's what I put. I just fixed these two hoses here. This pulley should be clear of everything. Looks like it's lighting nice. I may have to turn that clamp to face backwards because it's going to come out. I think I have to go sideways with it. Yeah, it had to go sideways. In fact, I made my mark all the way down the rubber and the spring. a little clamp rather, out here. So that'll go into the back panel. Okay, we're gonna put the panel on. Okay, I'm not kidding you. I'm getting a little anxious, wondering if this thing's actually gonna work. So here are the screws I put on here, the 2 and the 3. And this has to plug back in. There we go. That was the only plug. Okay. Cord picking up there. Okay, yeah. It got a little out of whack when I move things around. So that's in there tightly. I have to get my hex head and put those screws in. So I'm going to switch to the hex head instead of those Torx because they're getting worn out inside. Okay, those are the 4 screws. I'm going to save the 2 screws. The tops here. Now I'm going to connect these little adapters again. This just comes up, bends back, and pulls through. There we go. The lip holds it in place. And then this little water inlet valve. Get the screws taped on there, take them off. Comes in and slides in that direction. There we go. That's all connected. And 1 screw to that one. Oh, that's a round head. How about that? I always wonder why this particular part's a round head and the rest are hex heads. Why they use these Torx screws. I don't know, I guess they hold up better, but because it also the quality of the screw. Like that one on that grounding wire was cheap. Okay, everything's reassembled. And I think I could actually run it. Let's see if it's going to work before I cover it all back up. See if there's any leaks. Okay, I gotta put the air vent hose. It's got 2 little clamps. It's gotta come in here. And there it is, it's in place. I wiped all that off mostly. Okay. There's one last hose I had to connect. I guess that's called the detergent hose. Comes out of here. This little clamp on. Everything looks right. I almost forgot. I have to reconnect this little drain boot. That would have been fun to see the water coming out. Testing for a leak. Oh, just a little leak. Okay. To go to the smaller pliers, it worked better because I had to go vertical with it. That looks like it's on there really well. All right, I think that's the last thing I took off. So I'm going to test this without reassembling everything. So if it leaks, I can see exactly where. Just like when I build computers. There's no sense in putting the cover back on until you know everything's going well. Back in position, I connected the water hoses and the outlet. So I'm going to do just a water test without the power. Just turn the water on, and there shouldn't be any leaks because the water's not being pulled in. Okay, so this valve is off anyways, no electricity. No leaks here. Okay, I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to run it the first time on rinse and spin only, just so I can go through it quickly. Okay, lights didn't go off. That's probably a good thing. Everything looks connected. Oh, that was interesting. Had some numbers on there. Okay, I run this on drain and spin. Can I go? Let me go low, just to see what happens. I did have a little setback. I had a little leak. When I got it replaced, I put everything back together, and I had a little drip over here, like every 10 seconds, so I pulled it all apart again. Surprisingly, after spinning all day, taking it apart the last time, it took me 30 minutes to take all this apart. I know how to do it now. So I had to rip that gasket out, and I put a new one in here all around and put the tank back together. Now I have to put these clamps back on. And one guy said, put some silicone caulk in there. I hope this thing doesn't blow up in my face. Test number 3. A super high spin. I'm standing away a little bit just in case. I don't have the back on. This allows me to see if there's any water going anywhere. I don't see any leaks. And it's only louder because there's no cover on it, but that bad bearing noise is gone. Well, there's old May on her maiden test voyage. I'm cautiously optimistic. no water. No water dripping back here. Okay, light load of pots. Whew, man, I've taken this thing apart 4 times. And that gasket I bought for the tub, I made the mistake of putting caulk in there. Of course the caulk was wet and it didn't dry and it wouldn't seal, so I had to take it apart again. I also put it in the bellows up here, both the inside and outside, so I had to take it all off, take the whole tub out, replace it, clean it down with bleach and soap and rubbing alcohol and get all the rubber dry again. And I was putting the tub back together, another piece cracked. I super glued it, let it sit, and I put extra clips on there. I don't see anything dripping. Quite quiet actually. And now the water inlet valve is running quiet for some reason. So this boot ended up working again. I just had to really get it on there nice and smooth. As I said, we must have pulled it off, grabbed a hold of it when we were lifting the tub instead of grabbing the stainless. And once I dried all that caulk out, put it in there, not getting any more leaks. I heard it running on test spin a minute ago. Man, it sounded like a silent jet. It was stealth. Oh yeah, no shocks work. Well, till I see another leak, I'm calling this one a success. Kablam! However, if there is another leak, this is going on Marketplace or Craigslist. I'm no longer messing with it. Both set. But I did learn a lot. Can change the motor, can change the tubs, can change the seal, can change that water pump, can change the water inlet valve in the back, can change the boot, can change everything in here except I didn't mess with the electronics, and I'm assuming those are just parts replacement. So if I can do it, I'm not going to say anybody can do it, but a lot of people can do it. I had fun and I had frustration, and I learned a lot, so they all balance out. Oh my, it's working. No leaks. Oh.